I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for 2022. Hey, that rhymed. Anyway, Nintendo is shaping up to have a killer year, with many high-profile games releasing on the Switch. From an open-world Pokemon, a 3D Kirby, a third Splatoon, an Advance Wars reboot, and the sequel to arguably the best Switch game, Breath of the Wild. And that's just the stuff we know about. Nintendo could show up to E3 and say, by the way, a new F-Zero is coming out in 4 months, you're welcome. But even if they didn't make any more surprise announcements, 2022 is already a stacked year, and dare I say, it might just be the year to surpass 2017. Because let's be honest, that was hands down the best year for the Nintendo Switch in terms of game releases. Now you might disagree with me on that, and that's okay. 2017 might not have been your favorite year for the Nintendo Switch, but let's take a look at the games released then. The Switch launched with Breath of the Wild, one of the highest rated games of all time. Then it got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a new fighting game in the form of ARMS, a sequel to Splatoon, an ambitious Mario and Rabbids crossover, a return to form for 3D Mario, a new Xenoblade Chronicles, and that's not including the third-party and indie support. SteamWorld Dig 2, Stardew Valley, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Cave Story Plus, Doom, Minecraft, Rayman Legends, and Lego City Undercover. Ladies and gentlemen, you're entitled to your opinion, but I have to say that 2017 was definitely the best year for the Nintendo Switch. Just having Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey there confirms it. And Lego City Undercover. Have you played that? It's good. Admittedly, part of the reason why the Switch's launch year was so good was that Nintendo was coming off of the Wii U, a console that was their biggest flop since the Virtual Boy. Keep in mind that a console can still be a flop and have great games, but the Wii U's last couple of years were ridden with software droughts that lasted for months. Fans weren't just starving for the next Zelda game, they were starving for Nintendo's triumphant return to the mainstream. Luckily, the Switch arrived on March 3rd, 2017, bringing with it those killer apps on a monthly basis. That and the concept of the Switch being a handheld and a home console was enough to get people buying, resulting in Nintendo selling over 13 million units in the first year, which is how many the Wii U sold in its 4.5 years on the market. In one respect, we might be looking at year one of the Switch with rose-tinted glasses, but also, look at that lineup. It was incredible. So incredible that Nintendo hasn't topped it since. Am I saying that every year after 2017 has been bad for the Switch? No. There just haven't been as many hits in other years. 2018 was mostly focused on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, with a few other games like Mario Tennis Aces, Super Mario Party, and Pokemon Let's Go. Then 2019 came in and almost topped 2017 with Fire Emblem Three Houses, Super Mario Maker 2, Link's Awakening, Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. There was even a new model, the Switch Lite. Even though most of the 2019 titles didn't hit as hard as Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey, there was still no shortage of quality games to play. Unlike 2020, which was the year the Earth stood still. There wasn't as much to play on Switch during this time, but we still got Animal Crossing New Horizons, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Paper Mario the Origami King, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Finally, 2021, the year a new Metroid arrived on Switch. So maybe this was the best year for the console. Joking aside, this was an above average year. Starting with the unexpectedly great Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, moving on to Monster Hunter Rise, new Pokemon Snap, Mario Golf Super Rush, Skyward Sword HD, No More Heroes 3, WarioWare Get It Together, Metroid Dread, Mario Party Superstars, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Plus the release of the Nintendo Switch OLED model. So yes, even though the years following the launch of the Nintendo Switch have had their ups, the sheer quality and consistency of the games in 2017 made it the best year the system has had by far. With that in mind, why do I think that 2022 could match or even exceed the quality of 2017? Well, for one, 2022 is basically going to be 2017 Part 2, as we're getting quite a few sequels to games that came out during the Switch's first year. Splatoon 3, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Not only are these new installments of already great games, but they've also spent quite a bit of time in the oven. Splatoon 3 will have nearly 5 years of development time when it releases. Splatoon 2 only had 2, and it was already amazing. The same will go for Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope and Breath of the Wild 2. The fact that these titles have taken so long just goes to show how much Nintendo, and in Mario Rabbids' case Ubisoft, cares about the quality of these games. And speaking of games that have taken a long time to make, Bayonetta 3. Having been revealed 4 years ago, we're finally going to be playing it in 2022, barring delays of course. Just from the last trailer, this game looks wild, with the fast-paced action we've come to expect along with some gigantic demon fights. I might finally forgive Xbox for canceling Scalebound. Might. Anyway, 2022 won't only be filled with highly anticipated sequels, but new ideas as well. For example, an open-world Pokemon game. How many years have we been asking for that? Pokemon Legends Arceus might just be the shakeup the franchise needs, allowing players to explore a boundless world, using Pokemon for both battling and traversal. Hopefully it lives up to fan expectations, and then some. It takes a lot to break the conventions of an established series. Speaking of that, let's talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Never once have I been excited about a Kirby game, but that all changed once I saw Kirby move on the Y-axis. Didn't think he had it in him. Though the game looks linear and has an automatic camera similar to Mario 3D World, I still think it looks amazing. In the end, I'm just glad Nintendo is doing something different with Kirby for once. Aside from Nintendo, there will also be some multi-platform goodness on the Switch, like LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga and Sonic Frontiers, both of which are complete overhauls of what we've come to expect from their series. Let's just hope Sonic Frontiers is a bit better than what we got in 2017. So 2022 looks to be an amazing year for the Nintendo Switch. I'm shaking with excitement right now, but I'm shaking even more realizing that these are just the games we know about. So rather than just be patient and wait to see what other games Nintendo has in store for next year, let's talk about rumors. Starting with that new Donkey Kong game we've been hearing about from the team behind Super Mario Odyssey. If it's real, that likely means we won't be getting Mario Odyssey 2 anytime soon, but a new Donkey Kong platformer from this team sounds amazing. Whether it's 2D or 3D, though I'm personally hoping it's 3D. And though back-to-back Metroid games sound too good to be true, apparently we might be getting a Metroid Prime remake to celebrate the game's 20th anniversary. Although an HD remaster of the Prime trilogy would be preferred before playing Metroid Prime 4, a full-blown remake might have some potential. Maybe it can include some cut content, like the Kraid boss fight? Man, he can't catch a break, can he? Finally, there have been rumblings of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which will serve as a direct sequel to 2, assuming it's real, and it would include characters from both 1 and 2. This would further continue the notion that 2022 for the Switch is just 2017 Part 2, and I'm sure Xenoblade fans wouldn't mind that at all. But seriously, where's Xenoblade Chronicles X on Switch? Come on, guys. Now, these are the games rumored to be coming to the Switch next year or beyond, but I can't help but wonder when we're going to see the next Mario Kart. I mean, we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for almost 8 years now, and 2022 is going to be the franchise's 30th anniversary. Come on, Nintendo, throw us a bone here. Or a banana peel. And I know, a lot of you are waiting for me to talk about Hollow Knight Silksong, which still doesn't have a confirmed release date. Will we finally play it in 2022? No, this game is never coming out. Okay, joking aside, I feel like this game has a 50-50 chance of releasing next year. Hard to say though, Team Cherry is a very small development studio, so they need a bunch of time to make Silksong. We'll just have to be patient. So there you have it. Even though there is still a lot we don't know about 2022, it's already shaping up to be a big year for the Nintendo Switch. Bigger than 2017? Possibly, assuming the Breath of the Wild sequel makes its 2022 release date. It will also depend on games that haven't been announced yet. I know I'll be waiting for the next Nintendo Direct with bated breath, hoping that the Metroid Prime remake is real, and actually a remake of the trilogy. But what do you think? Will 2022 be the best year for the Nintendo Switch? Let us know in the comments below, and check out the videos on the right for more topics you might be interested in. Until next time, see you next year. Haha, get it? Because, okay, bye.